Hey, what's going on everybody? This is Craig here, and I figured I would do something a little bit different today. I'm doing a moveset for Pokemon Showdown. I've been playing it for a couple of months now and watching people like Blame Truth, Elo, whatnot, and I'm like, I want to get on that. I want to do some Pokemon battles and whatnot. But I haven't got any screen capture software at the moment, so when I eventually get that, I will be doing a lot of Showdown battles because it's a good laugh and it's a lot, lot less effort than having to do all like the PVR and whatnot. So anyway, Pokemon we're doing today is Gourgeist, which is a kind of unusual looking Pokemon, and it also has 4 different versions of it. The small version is a lot quicker. This version I'm using here is the super version. It's a lot slower than the other ones, but it has ridiculous bulk. So we'll get into the moves here. So the first move is Leech Seed. Decent grass move. Getting your health back whilst chipping away at their health, what's not to love about that? Which is basically the sort of the gist of this set is to stall out the opponent's Pokemon and just be a sort of a nuisance, being that you're so bulky. There's not a lot they can do to you. The next move, kind of similar, Will-O-Wisp. So again, damage over time, chipping away at their health, and also this will essentially just completely wall any of their physical attackers, such as Garchomp, Lucario, stuff like that. I've used this against them, and it's caused them quite a lot of problems. Third move is Bullet Seed. You could switch this out with Seed Bomb if you wanted to, but I like Bullet Seed just for the fact that it's good against substitute users, because from what I've seen, people like to try and set up on Gourgeist because they think, oh, it's slow and it's it doesn't have great attacking moves, but it actually has pretty decent physical attack. So you can sort of catch people off guard with the Bullet Seed, especially stuff like Gligar. If it wants to roost on you and you hit it with a Bullet Seed, that's going to be doing quite a lot of damage. And the final move I've got here is Shadow Sneak. Stab, Ghost move, priority. It's it's pretty weak, but Gourgeist has decent attack, so it still does not terrible damage. You could switch this out with Shadow Ball. I've been trying that recently, and that does pretty much the same job, although you don't get the priority. So probably better off going with the Shadow Sneak. And you can also run Pain Split as well if you wanted to. But I like having Shadow Sneak because Pain Split is kind of not gimmicky, but it's not as reliable as a move that does damage and gives you priority, because Pain Split eventually, you end up healing them or something if you make a misplay or something like that. So Shadow Sneak's the way to go for me. The ability I've got is Frisk, just because I feel like the other 2 abilities are kind of not as good. I mean, Insomnia can be alright, but then again, how often do you run into people that put stuff to sleep? I mean, it does happen obviously, but I think that Frisk is a better choice because you switch it on something and you're like, oh, is this going to be Scarfed, Specs, Banded, Life Orb, what have you, and you can you can switch this in to scout it. It can take a hit and then you can switch it out and do something else. So I think Frisk is a pretty decent ability. I'm going with Leftovers on this set as well, just again more bulkiness. You could run Big Root as well if you wanted to for extra Leech Seed health, but I think Leftovers is a bit more reliable. Big Root would be a good option if Gourgeist learn Giga Drain, but unfortunately it doesn't. And finally, we're going for the EVs and whatnot, especially defensive, because the special defense is kind of lacking compared to the physical defense. Even with the careful nature and fully invested, it's still not as high as the uninvested physical defense, which is it's kind of ridiculous how bulky this thing is. 252 in health as well, giving you a nice 374 health, which, like I say, with that defense and that HP, this thing is just so bulky and it's so frustrating for other people to take out. And then I've just put the extra 4 points in attack because why the hell not? So yeah, that's the move set and the spread. Like I say, Gourgeist is not something you see very often, but people should probably you know, be aware of them and you know, use it more. But I think you know, people like to go for Trevenant instead if they want a Ghost Grass type, because it's the sort of more, I don't know, the cooler version, the more threatening version. But like I say, this Pokemon is definitely something to watch out for. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next